Hello and welcome everyone to a rapid fire battle report with me and Ben. So I'm going to be playing some Stormcast today. I've got a lovely army here. I've got a good mixed army. I'll start off. I've got a ballista, crewed by two guys, defending this objective up on this hill. So these are sort of holy monuments I'm defending on my side.
Yeah.
One is a little nice statue. One of them is some holy stuff. You know.
I don't want to come and steal all their magic.
You want to desecrate it.
Yeah.
So I've also got with me a unit of secretors. These are the kind of sacrosanct chamber of the Stormcast. They're sort of, they've got maces and they're quite holy. I've got a group of regular Stormcast liberators. These are the boots on the ground troops of the Stormcast.
Right. Nice.
They've got mostly just hammers and there's a big grand hammer there. I've also got a unit of judicators. These guys have got bows. They look pretty badass. My leader is already on the battlefield. Eladar Stormcaller.
Ooh.
He's a pretty badass wizard. He's riding on a Griff Charger.
Does that have a name?
Yes, it's Tony.
Right.
I will write that down.
He's a good boy.
Just so I remember. He's a good boy. Yeah, he is a good boy. We feed him carrots and stuff. And so this is my army. It looks a bit small, doesn't it?
Yeah.
But of course, Stormcast can deploy. Well, Scions of the Storm back up at the temples in the sky in Sigmar's old palace. And we're just looking down.
Right.
And so there's a couple of units here at the back who are waiting. And maybe they'll be needed
I see. So
for the battle.
Just as it looks grim for you, the lightning bolts will strike.
Yeah.
And the, what are these guys called?
So these are evocators.
Evocators will appear behind my lines.
These are wizard units. They're very, very strong. I've actually had to supplement their numbers with two of the guys from the Shadespire gang.
Nice.
Because you only get three in the start pack, which is a bit annoying. These are castigators, so these are guys with little crossbows. And so, yeah, they're just there in case I need some reinforcements. But
Man, you've got quite a lot. I mean, each of your guys is a giant, burly, golden armoured super guy, and you've got quite a lot of them. I'm a bit scared.
Yeah, so you should be. These guys are tough. They're good at killing chaos, which you are.
I am. I'm the hideous, mutated chaos rat men.
So you're Skaven.
Skaven.
So you've joined the chaos, effectively, because the horned rat, the god of the chaos, has joined the chaos
He's now
pantheon.
one of the chaos gods, apparently.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is all new to me. I used to play old-style Warhammer, hence why all my guys are on square bases instead of round
It's very old school, your army, and I love it. So this is totally new, because some of these units are really brand new.
Yeah.
And some of these units are the oldest you've ever seen.
Some of them I'd made myself.
Which is amazing, by the way. So let's just go through what Ben's brought, because it's really funny.
So first of all, I've got my Warlord. He's like an old 1980s Skaven model, just like throwing his halberd in the air.
He looks fucking amazing.
Yeah, he's what's he going to be called? He's Veer Man Nortooth, cowardly Warlord.
Veer Man.
Yeah.
I see what you did there.
We've got Spragrat Gear Changer.
Okay, I didn't realise there were more leader units.
He's my Warlock Engineer. He's like a cross between like a steampunk techno magi.
Okay.
He's a bit weird. We've got two units of clan rats with rusty spears. I'm making up the bulk of my army. Each one of those has an attached warp fire thrower, which is like a Skaven flamethrower.
Oh, right.
This one I made myself because I was poor and I had loads of spare bits, and I thought, you know what, I bet I can make my own one.
Do you know what? I don't know what they're supposed to look like, Ben. So actually, this is totally cool. Sometimes I see models and I'm like, that doesn't look right. That doesn't feel right. But I think they look fucking great.
They blend in fine, don't they?
They look great.
I've got some rat ogres, some mutated half ogre, half rat monster beasts, goaded along by their packmaster with an electric cattle prod. I've got my fire support in the form of this warp lightning cannon, which is, again, I made myself out of spare parts, which is why it looks so rubbish.
It's amazing. What is it? It's
a
like
giant chunk of warp
a giant crystal with a spring on the front. I love it.
This is like the projector. So they channel the energy from the warpstone chunk, which is like meteors from space that are like radioactive. That's what all Skaven technology is powered by.
Radioactive
Super
stuff.
magic
I didn't realise
charged
that all it
rocks.
was. Okay.
So they focus the energy in the crystal down the chamber and it zaps you.
I like the explanation of how that works.
Yeah, you need to know these things.
It's okay.
And then lastly, we've got my what I'm using as a doom wheel. I made myself.
Wonder what this unit
counts
was.
as a doom wheel, and it's just a giant clockwork warpstone powered golem robot.
Okay.
With lightning projectors attached to it.
I see.
So that's going to smash you.
It's amazing. It looks nothing like I imagined a Doom wheel to look.
Well, I thought the real Doom wheel was a bit goofy.
They look a bit like got this hamster wheel, haven't they?
Exactly, and I didn't like the hamster wheel look. I thought giant, like steam powered robot, way cooler than that.
Exactly. So we're gonna have a fight. Ben, we're already deployed. Let's start round one. Outside the fortress city of Azir, on the rolling plains, a Skaven battle force has emerged from behind the lines. Scurrying out of tunnels and sewers, they have taken hold of key resources. A Stormcast battle force has been deployed. to clear the fields of the tainted chaos scum. Led by wizards and with powerful siege forces, the rats do not know what will soon befall them. Okay, so we're playing on this battlefield. We've got 4 objectives in each corner of the battlefield. Ben's got these barrels of ale.
And these crates.
And these crates of victuals.
Victuals.
And I've got a holy toilet area
Yeah.
and a holy statue. So you get 1 victory point for holding the ones on your side every turn, and you get D3 if you can hold an opponent's ones.
Ah, okay.
So you've got to make a decision on whether you're going to push out or try and defend what you've got.
Back.
There's also a victory point for killing a warlord.
Right.
So my Secretors moved up onto this hill to support the ballista.
Right.
And then my Liberators also moved up this way. And then I moved my Judicators around this way, just a little bit. I didn't really move very much this turn. I just wanted to sort of secure my starting area. And then my Lord Arcanum came over here. And then my Ballista took aim at your Rat Ogres, fired a single bolt directly through, which stabbed it in the leg, I think.
He did a single wound to one Rat Ogre. He's quite upset now.
And then my Judicators fired at your Doom Wheel, and they managed to do 2 wounds to the Doom Wheel.
They did, yeah. It's clogging up its gears. It's got 6 wounds left.
So a very quick first turn, a little bit of moving, a little bit of shooting, and now it's over to you.
Cool, nice. Okay, I'm just going to go out with a full attack. I'm going to order all my troops to run. So my Warlock Engineer, he runs up here. Clan Rats next to him go up to here.
So everyone advancing up. This is exciting.
Their Warp Fire Thrower runs up behind. The Rat Ogres come barreling forwards.
Wow.
Prodded along. The Warlords charging up behind them. These Clan Rats just go nuts. They can squeeze them in a bit. There we go.
So I like you're using these movement trays. It's very old school, isn't it?
It's very old school.
But it just keeps it easy to move. You've got 40 rats there.
Yeah, exactly. I don't want to individually
moving them one by one. This would not be a rapid fire battle point if we were doing it that way. Holy crap.
Also, very cheekily, they're magnetized.
Oh wow,
So you can
Ben,
do that with them.
Be careful, that could give you a heart attack. Jeez, don't scare me like that.
So the Doom Wheel being a completely unreliable, bonkers war machine, like all Skaven technology, can go horribly wrong. I can choose to overcharge it and make it move at double speed, but if I do, and then I roll a double on its movement dice, you get to choose where it goes.
Okay. So I can make it go to Tesco.
You can go and get you a nice dinner. You could make it crash into the Warp Lightning Cannon because it causes damage on anything it moves through.
Wow, okay. I had no idea.
It's a bit of a liability. So I rolled 2d6 to see how far it was going to go, and they're on a 9. Thankfully not a double, which means it goes 18 inches straight forward.
Which is amazing, so it can move 18 inches across the board.
Yeah, it's a risk, because there's that chance it just goes crashing through my own army.
It also has guns on it.
Yeah, it's got lightning projectors, like over here and here.
So they fired at my hammer guys and did 4 wounds of damage, which killed 2 of them. So, just as it rolled in, just the warp lightning spewing off of it, took out 2 of Sigmar's finest immediately. They got teleported back up to the realm of heaven or wherever.
Heroes never die, right?
Exactly.
And the Warp Lightning Cannon wanted to try and wipe the unit out, but completely ineffective, did no damage at all.
That's the Skaven technology, Ben.
It's unreliable, to say the least.
And so then the Doom Wheel charged in, because as far as we're concerned, that is okay for the rules, for the Doom Wheels to move across the entire battlefield and then charge.
Why not?
And
it goes.
It chopped up one of my Judicators.
Yeah, did a wound on the unit.
So there was 1 wound there, and we fought back, but did no damage. So that was your turn 1.
Yeah.
And then,
I'm keeping up on the scoreboard. I've also got 2 victory points.
okay, I'll write that down. Cool, 2-2, and then we roll off to see who starts turn 2.
Ooh.
So we had to roll off, and Ben won, which means that Skaven get a second turn.
It's the fleet-footed Skaven. They caught you unawares.
They did. They're tricksy. They're ambushing.
Tricksy and they're fast. So they're going to surge forwards. The Clan Rats on my right flank are going to run forwards, supported by the Rat Ogres and the Warlord.
Oh, terrifying.
The Warlord bellows, gnaw on their bones at the Clan Rats, spurring them on into action, giving them all extra attacks.
They charged up the hill.
Supported by the Rat Ogres, charged up the hill. But the Warlord's obviously spending too much time screaming, doesn't actually make the charge.
He's only got his little legs.
He has, and he leads from the back. He's a Skaven.
Yeah, so on this left flank, the battle was fierce to try and take this hill. My Sequitors channeled their etheric power to give them sort of stronger shields, and they've got the high ground.
Yeah.
So as the rats came up, they actually squashed a couple.
Yep.
One of them did take a wound.
Two rats go down. One single chink in your armor found.
Yeah, and then the rat ogres attacked. Didn't manage to do any damage.
No.
But they fought back as well. And the Sequitor Prime with his grand hammer, 4 wounds on a rat ogre.
Just caves his skull.
Managed to kill one on his own.
Brutal.
So that was it, because one of your rat ogres was damaged before, wasn't he, from the gunfire earlier in the game? He was already that ballista bolt that he's been dragging around in his knee. It just, it's like Sean Bean, it just failed him in Game of Thrones at that one moment.
Of course.
And his knee failed him, so he got
got skull caved in by super hammer.
He got wrecked. So that was the battle on the left side. In the middle, the clan rats advanced.
Surge forward, choose not to charge. They're going to be the second wave, and they wait for their deadly warp fire thrower and warlock engineer. Combined with the warp lightning cannon, all the Skaven technology at once focuses fire onto the Liberators.
Yeah, so it was a warp lightning cannon. It was the Skaven engineers' warp magic lightning. We're not used to green lightning or purple lightning. We like blue lightning.
Right.
And we saw a warp lightning come towards us, and we thought, oh shit!
What's that?
They got completely obliterated. This front wave of Liberators.
It's kind of overkill, but it's nice to have killed a unit.
Green lightning came down, and then blue lightning came down and took them back up to Sigmar.
Right.
So yeah, that was bad.
And then finally, on the far left flank,
the Doom
Wheel machine just flails its claws.
The Judicators and the Doom Wheel are locked in combat, yeah.
And they kind of didn't do anything, really.
I managed to chip a wound off the Doom Wheel, so it's down to 5. But the Liberator, who was injured, he's still standing firm.
Yes, I couldn't, even despite all my lightning, my gnawing rat attacks, my crushing claws, couldn't do any damage.
Yeah, so that's fun.
Yeah, that's the end of my turn.
Okay.
I continue to hold my objectives.
For another 2 points. That's right. So that brings you up to 4. Okay. All right, so it's finally time for the Stormcast to fight back.
The counter-attack.
So my Lord Arcanum on his Griff Charger decided to get into the action. He threw a smite at your an arcane bolt at that sort of a distraction.
Yeah, just an offhand.
A distraction lightning bolt.
Yeah.
Did a mortal wound, killed one of those rats holding that.
Yeah, the guy with the fuel tanks.
Yeah.
I'm lucky he didn't explode.
Or the bellows guy, something like
that.
He was luckily didn't explode the unit, and then charged into the back of the rat ogres. You see, because they didn't see it coming at all.
No, they're totally distracted.
And then there was just a furious melee across the whole battlefield. So my Sequitors managed to kill a rat.
Yep.
In return, one of them died. The rat ogres managed to kill a Sequitor as well, and he died. But my Lord Incantor is now within 6 inches, and he can actually use his ability to bring someone back on 1 wound. So a Stormcast was about to be teleported up.
And he was just like, get back in there.
Lord Incantor was like, it's not time. Have a new golden body.
Amazing.
And then in return, he actually crushed that rat
ogre
down with his ether stave, and I think the Griff Charger actually did the final.
He did.
Final wound. Your little fella with the prod stick.
Yeah, the little prod. He's not meant to be here. He just looks nice.
He's not even meant to be on the battlefield, but I think he's just flavour. So he's gone as well.
He's scarpered off now. His rat ogres are dead.
And then over on the other side, the Doom Wheel feverishly clanged and clattered, and the Liberators sort of Legolased it a bit because they can shoot their bows
I think they've
at
been
close
claiming
range.
him because they've been chipping away. He did no damage in return. I think he's flailing around while they just step back and shoot, and they step back and shoot.
That's what Judicators are all about, man.
Yeah.
So the Doom Wheel took 3 damage.
Did.
And the Judicators are still fine, holding this objective. Now, of course, on the other side of the battlefield, a completely different battle happened.
Right.
The Evocators came down from where they've been this whole game.
Blue lightning strikes.
Right where in the centre of where you were.
And as it clears.
So it was like an artillery strike, you know?
Right.
They were like, we know the Skaven are here, and these guys were like, we're just going to come down right into the middle, and hopefully the comet and the lightning bolt will take out a few Skaven. But no.
They were too quick.
They just landed back where you guys spawned, turned around, saw this big crate of victuals guarded by a lightning thrower, charged straight in, and just chopped it to pieces.
Just absolutely annihilated the poor little slave crew
Yeah.
who had no idea they were ever going to be on the front lines.
The castigators came down on the other side of the battlefield and shot at the warp fire thrower,
yeah.
who was left behind by his group of clan rats because he was too slow and heavy, and he's supposed to. It's like, you guard the ale. But he's guarding it pretty well because my castigators decided he was too much of a threat to charge into.
They did, yeah. Well, they peppered him, got him down to 1 wound.
Yeah, they shot him a bit.
I think they were scared of what the last one did.
Yeah, they've seen what these warp fire throwers can do to a unit of Stormcast, and they were like, no thanks.
Not getting there.
But the evocators were not scared. They just charged the mega cannons.
I feel like they hit so hard, I'm terrified of them now. They're the real heroes of your army.
They completely obliterated that cannon.
Yeah.
But they're probably going to stand there and eat all those victuals now for the rest of the game. So actually, me holding these 2 objectives and holding this, there were 2 D3, so you get D3. There were two cans of beans in there that they've discovered this turn.
Oh my god, they're just going to keep rummaging.
They've put them in a big lightning sack and taken them back up to Castle Stormheim, wherever they're from. So no, that was an amazing round, I think, for me.
Yeah, my rat ogres are dead, my lightning cannon's dead. You're in the crates.
And moving into round 3, we're gonna have to roll off to see who goes first. Okay, the start of battle round 3. Ben won the roll off.
I did.
He chose to go first.
Yeah, I don't want you double turning me.
And it was pretty scary.
Yeah.
So what happened?
First of all, I don't know what I'm fueling my warp fire throwers with, but it's pretty explosive.
It was devastating.
I
Holy
overcharged
crap.
both of them. This one over here turns around, didn't like getting shot at, and just literally just double sixed it and blew this entire squad of archers away.
Yeah, the castigator is completely dead. Like, that is a disaster for me.
Completely engulfed an explosive green warp fire thrower.
Well, they were scared of it happening, and then it did happen.
Yeah, they were right to be scared.
So,
and then the one over here, also just feeling extra fruity, and burns 5 wounds off you and your mount.
that's right. The Knight Incanter took 5 wounds from the warp fire thrower, leaving him on 2 health, which is pretty bad.
I also wanted to hit him with warp lightning from my Warlock engineer.
Yeah.
So he channeled it all in. He powered his overcharged accumulator and completely fluffed it. Electrocuted himself. And took a mortal wound.
Zapped himself.
In true Skaven fashion.
Which we were expecting to happen at some point.
Yeah, I mean that's what you get for waving a big metal stick around in the air while calling lightning.
Yeah.
It's going to go wrong.
And so then your leader wanted to get in on the action himself.
Yeah, I felt like this battle on the hill, these Sequitors, so much tougher than I thought they were going to be.
Yeah.
The Warlord decides he's going to go in and fix it himself.
That's right.
And he channels his buff onto his Skaven allies.
They're clan rats, yeah.
And between the 2 of them, they managed to poke 2 of your shield guys to death.
That's right, they did. But the same guy from before, he's like, nope. The Knight Incanter's like, nope, stay here. And he comes back for a 3rd life.
I love that he's like a slacker who's like, any excuse to get out of this battlefield.
He's like, Joey, no, not again. And then he comes back down. And he commanded the other clan rats.
He did.
To
They
attack
charge
him.
in to try and finish off your lords there. They swarm in.
They actually swarm like all around him.
With all their little
Just
spears.
horribly swarming. But in the process of swarming in, Knight Incanter managed to crush 7 rats under the
huge sweep of his staff.
Under the griff charge didn't actually help, but one swing of the staff took out 7 rats.
7 pitiful rats. They in return did find a chink in his armour and did 1 more wound to him.
So he's now only on 1 health, which is pretty scary. But because your rats were so terrified, 6 more of them ran away.
Yeah, so Skaven, famously cowards, the moment they realised they didn't kill him immediately, and that, oh no, we're going to die now. He's unkillable! Oh no, they said it was going to be easy! Run away! 6 more of them flee in terror.
So that leaves 7 of them fighting the Knight Incanter. 2 of the clan rats died from this squad as well, actually, and they got taken out. And then over here on the Doom Wheel, the Doom Wheel managed to kill 2 Judicators.
He finally got grips with them. I think maybe they tripped up, they couldn't back up any further, and he got his claws on them.
Yeah, he got a couple of them, just 1 claw on each neck, crushed 2 Stormcast,
snip.
And then he actually took a damage in return as well, putting him down to 1.
Yeah.
So that battle is really just been raging this whole time.
Just, 1 wound left. There's not much holding that robot together anymore.
There isn't. And that was actually it. What an intense round, holy crap.
Plenty of death this time, wasn't there?
Yeah.
Okay, so at the end of the turn, I only get 1 victory point because I haven't broken through into either of your objectives yet. That puts me on 5.
Yeah, it does. And then it's my go. Okay. Okay, well, that was a pretty eventful turn. So to begin with, my Knight Incanter was seething about the warp lightning that came out of this this warp fire thrower, and he fired another arcane bolt.
Yeah.
This one even more effective.
Oh man, an overcharged one. Did 2 more wounds.
Completely dead. And then there was just a big old melee. So, actually, on my ballista first, it took out your warp fire thrower.
You suddenly realised how dangerous these things were and focused everything you could on finishing them off.
Also, that frees up that objective, and that will stop you from getting victory
That's
points.
my only victory points I'm getting at the moment. I'm in trouble.
So yeah, and then there was a big load of fighting going on. Your leader, of course, he was keen to show what the clan rats what he could do.
Yeah, he was kind of desperate to bust through on that hill.
But the hammer mace guy, the big mace, grand mace, has already killed a rat ogre.
Okay, yeah.
And he's hungry for more. He thumped your leader with that grand hammer. Bam! He's dead. My Knight Incanter took out a couple more clan rats.
Yeah, and then the rest ran in terror.
And the clan rats didn't stand a chance. These clan rats did actually manage to claw Joe to death once again.
They finally brought him down, but
he came back. So a lot of my units are very injured. You know, my leader's on 1 wound. This Joe's still on 1 wound. Just been brought back over and over again. It's pretty scary that being able to trigger that ability every turn.
Yeah, cool.
And these sectors have held this hill so well.
They really have. Just going there, they're channeling their etheric magic to the
the shields every time.
Strong.
Just makes them really tough. They haven't managed to kill these clan rats, but they've just stopped them from really doing any serious threats. And of course, over on the other side, the Doom Wheel fighting the Judicator. The Doom Wheel managed to claw another Judicator to death. But in return, they managed to trigger its ammo. I don't know, maybe a key axle or key fell out.
Yeah.
I imagine the cartwheel that was attached to one side of it just came off.
The flywheel comes off, and then it all just kind of
starts squashing rats.
Spins itself to death.
And so the Doom Wheel span out, leaving a couple of Judicators alive on this flank. Very celebrating, but mourning the death of 3 of their fellow.
This turn was a real turning point, because now I've got so little left. You were basically controlling 3 of the 4 objectives, and I could spitefully try to finish off your warlord next turn,
which I think you could do actually. I think you could definitely snipe him off as he
give
tries
him a warp
to
lightning attack.
As he tries to run away.
Now I've run out of steam. Really, I think lore-wise, these last remaining unit of clan rats are going to get out of there. They are cowardly. They're going to turn tail and run.
With everyone else on the field dead, they're looking pretty alone. There you go, that was a pretty devastating game, Ben.
It was. The thin blue line, it buckled, but it didn't break.
Indeed. Thank you very much. That was a game of Rapid Fire Battle Report. Hopefully, you guys have enjoyed it as much as we have. We'll see you all next time. Goodbye.
Bye.